Welcome everybody to another edition. We are live here on the True Heel Heat Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. This is the Rated Raw Superstars. My voice is a lot better at 4:40 p.m. where I could do that, pull that off better than it is at 11:20 p.m. We're doing the Raw review here on a Tuesday instead of a Monday because I, along with a lot of other people, decided I wanted to watch something that I know is going to be good. The National Football Championship game, college football. It definitely showed in the ratings that I was not the only one. I am True Heel Romeo. I am joined today. Drunk Guy JJ could not make it, but we have the man himself. It is he. It is he. It is SP3.
Absolutely. I'm on here on a Tuesday. Romeo got me breaking my own traditions. I usually only show up on your True Hill Heat TV screens on Saturdays, maybe on some Thursdays with AE Ramble, but never this early in the week unless it's on True Rewind. But glad to be here with you to talk about Monday Night Raw. It was a noteworthy Monday Night Raw. I won't give away whether I thought it was a good one or a bad one, but it was definitely noteworthy.
Look at that suspense, guys. If you're watching live, please give us a thumbs up, share this video, and definitely be a part of the live chat. A lot of comments already, I see, from one guy, but that's okay. Hey, if you can't make the live review, leave your comments beforehand. We might read some. That's okay. Definitely subscribe to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, where we've got plenty of content all week long. Hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss any of it. I see we got Film Nation BTS in the comments saying, I don't like how WWE broke up Rhea Ripley and Nikki A.S.H. They were doing well as a tag team, in my honest opinion. I mean, if you want them to go on their own separate ways, don't let them turn their backs on each other. We will get into that. We will give our opinions. They'll probably be different than yours, Film Nation, but we'll get into that. Guys, Raw from January 10th, 2022 took place from the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. And it starts with Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar. But first, we got a little backstage segment. And to me, this is what WWE does. How do you heat up Bobby Lashley for a big feud and show that he means business? You break up the Hurt Business again. Now, to me, it didn't even seem like they were even together. Lashley never hangs out with these guys. They're in the Hurt Business. They wear the stuff. But Lashley, he didn't care. He tells them that they're finished again. SP3, your thoughts about the Hurt Business being put to waste again?
Man, the best analogy for Hurt Business and Bobby Lashley is one of two things: either Screech and Lisa Turtle, or Steve Urkel and Laura before that botch last season where they got together. It just always seems like the Hurt Business and the fans want them to be back together, with Shelton, Cedric always begging MVP and Bobby Lashley to just give them a chance. Just like the fans who did it. I did a whole soliloquy on Believe in Pro Wrestling podcast. You can go over to that YouTube channel and check it out. But I told you people, I told you all, why would you ask for something that WWE took behind back and shot? Did you really think that the dead body would be something that would be entertaining, something enjoyable, something that would be savory? That's your mistake. That's not the WWE's mistake. That's your mistake. Don't ask for things that WWE killed because you don't want to see the dead body.
Love those analogies to the TV shows. It makes perfect sense. Brock Lesnar's feeling good, even curses. Philadelphia. Wow. What are they going to do? Fine him? No. Lashley interrupts, says Brock has ducked him for 20 years. Brock Lesnar laughs it off, says he's been winning championships in this ring and in other rings. It's Lashley's fault that he hasn't crossed paths with Brock Lesnar, which I thought was amazing. He's telling the truth. That's true. Brock Lesnar has been in the championship scene Bobby Lashley is not. That's the reason Bobby Lashley hasn't faced Brock Lesnar. I thought that was great. What I didn't like was Brock saying that he doesn't even know who Bobby Lashley is until day one. That was a little bit too much big timing. You should know who Bobby Lashley is. And as a matter of fact, if you want this championship match at Royal Rumble to appear even like a bigger match, you would build up Bobby Lashley as knowing him and respecting him, what he's done. I didn't like that part. But Brock then complimented MVP's fashion, Lashley's fashion. Lashley called him a comedian. Lesnar says he's funny and money. And so much, in fact, he's so funny. He says a knock-knock joke, which Paul Heyman couldn't believe. Knock, knock. Who's there? Bobby. Bobby who? Exactly. Loved it. I popped. The crowd popped. Lesnar says it's impossible to beat him. Even more impossible when you're a Brock Lesnar wannabe. Drops the mic, and then Lashley gets jumped by Cedric and Shelton and promptly destroys them. Listen, we already talked about the whole Hurt Business crap is a thumbs down. How many times are you going to do that? And I thought Brock was funny and likable in this promo, which is weird because he comes off as a babyface again, despite the partnership with Paul Heyman. I'm still excited for this match, despite the predictable outcome that it has. And yeah, what do you think, SP3, of this opening segment, this chemistry between Brock and Lashley on the mic and what they talked about?
I don't think it's as predictable as people want it to be, because I feel like WWE can change their mind on the day of the Royal Rumble. And they could say, Bobby Lashley, you're going to win the WWE title. Roman, you'll keep the Universal title. And Brock Lesnar will challenge you at WrestleMania. So right now we are under the impression that we're going to see a title change at the Royal Rumble, but Brock will probably keep his title. And I just think that it's crazy to me that we had Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley in the ring together with MVP and Paul Heyman in their corners, and it's Brock and Bobby that kept the promos. That's just crazy to me.
Right?
It saves the MVP Paul Heyman interaction and promo exchange. So I'm looking forward to that still. I love this Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar is the best character in WWE. He's superseded even Roman Reigns, and he has just been a revelation as this denim wearing farmer who just comes out and just having the best time ever. His character is that he is Brock Lesnar, the beast that has gone roughshod, Suplex City, beating people to a pulp, but now he's just coming out and he's having fun. And that's the whole character, and it just works, and it worked here. Bobby Lashley played often well. I get what you're talking about with him like talking down to Lashley, but I understood the story they were trying to tell of Brock trying to get in the head of Lashley, and that Lashley's anger is one of the things that has proven to be his Achilles heel. Like, that's the reason why he got distracted and lost the United States Championship at Elimination Chamber. That's the reason why he got angry and he put Randy Orton through a table and hurt his own knee before Big E cashed in Money in the Bank. So it's his anger that has proven to be his Achilles heel. So Brock trying to play mind games with him works.
But he did win after he broke up with the Hurt Business the first time, right? Was that into the Drew McIntyre feud?
What happened?
Did Bobby Lashley win right after? Okay, I thought that's. Michael the Midget Lurie disagrees. Heel Lesnar is better than face Lesnar. That's all right. You can have your own opinion. It's perfectly fine. Frantic World, what is up to Frantic World? Cal Ripken of our chat. Royce Evans. I would have loved to see Brock and Bobby in an MMA fight instead of a wrestling match, but it should be good. Who knows? They could incorporate a lot of MMA stuff in their match. I'd love to see that.
Yeah. I'll get some, like MMA stuff mixed into it, but nah, I'm good. I'd rather them see them in a wrestling match. They were good in MMA, both of them. And Brock Lesnar is one of the all-time draws in UFC history, but they're both better at wrestling. So I'd rather see them in a wrestling match.
Next up, backstage segment, Randy blames Riddle for their loss last week for not tagging him in. So what does he do to help out Riddle? He writes on his hands, tag in Randy. So he knows when he looks at them. Riddle's like, nice
Nice
handwriting,
nail
bro.
polish.
Nice handwriting, bro. Then he talks about cheesesteaks after the show. Asks Randy if he's a Pat's or a Geno's guy. Randy says Geno's. And from what I understand, that's not a popular choice among people who really know cheesesteaks. And probably was a bad omen for this match.
Yeah,
RK-Bro.
Corey Graves for once got it right, and when he said the real answer was Tony Loose. Tony Loose is popping.
By the way, Corey Graves was terrific tonight. I'll point out a few lines later. Um, RK-Bro versus Alpha Academy for the Raw Tag Titles match goes about 9 minutes. Riddle taking out on the outside. Orton tried an RKO on Gable, but Otis, who tagged himself in, hit Randy with the world's strongest slam for the clean win. And new Raw Tag Team Champions, Alpha Academy. A lot of shock in the crowd and at home. I was shocked. Let's talk about this. I don't mind RK-Bro dropping the titles. The problem is that Otis and Gable had been ice cold before this feud. All of a sudden, they own RK-Bro, who had been red hot. Now there's a bunch of questions that come out of this. Is this a way to create all of a sudden competition for RK-Bro, who'd been dominating everyone, or is this the first seed planted and eventually just stopping RK-Bro and start setting up a singles match at Mania? I am leaning towards the latter. What say you, SP3, about all of this?
I gotta agree. I figured that Orton and Riddle would lose the titles around this time. I just thought that they would get through Alpha Academy on this show and then go to Royal Rumble, and that would be like the first seed being planted of their eventual breakup, which I saw being Riddle eliminating Orton from the Royal Rumble match.
Ooh.
Or the I think that would be the one that would work the most with the story that they built up so far. But instead, they took a team that before last week, when they beat RK-Bro, hadn't won a 2-on-2 tag team match since fucking March.
Wow, I did not know that.
March.
It felt like that, though.
From March of 2021 to January of 2022,
Holy shit.
Alpha Academy did not win a 2-on-2 tag team match. Are you fucking kidding me? And these guys have a natural story, a real life story of their friendship from when they were like younger in amateur wrestling, growing up together, getting, all the struggles that they went through before they became tag team partners. Fucking Chad Gable with Shorty G. Otis had the worst Money in the Bank run of all time, and then they come together. Otis gets revitalized. You can actually see his potential as a heel. Chad Gable showing his microphone chops. They come together, they win the tag team titles, and it means absolutely fucking nothing. It means nothing because WWE decided last week they were gonna win the tag team titles, and just last week decided to heat them up by having them beat the tag champions, and then the following week win the titles on a random episode of Raw. I don't get it. I don't understand. RK-Bro was one of your hottest acts. Yes, you're gonna keep them together for a little bit before you really break them up, but it's just like, man, like I didn't understand this. This was noteworthy, so I'll give them that, but I don't understand this decision.
Seems like one of those like noteworthy title changes you do when you're up against big competition on other TV networks, maybe.
Yeah.
Cool post from Chad Gable. I want to read this. There's winning championships and then there's achieving dreams alongside your best friend. Otis and I have been talking about a night like this since we were training for the Olympics together in Colorado Springs in 2011. The Alpha Academy relationship is much more than a tag team. It's been a brotherhood for 10 plus years. After getting called up to Raw, I jokingly told Otis there was a house for sale up the street from me. If he wanted to move in, within days, he told me he put in an offer and he would be there in a few weeks. Since then, he's come over nearly every single day for us to leave puddles of sweat in my garage and some of the grittiest training sessions you could ever imagine, all with the goal of continually making progress in profession and in life. I could not be happier or more proud of this man, my protege, my prize pupil, my number one guy, but most importantly, my friend. We did it. What's that saying about him? Alpha Academy.
How
I'm happy for
sweet.
them. I'm
That's
happy
so
for them
sweet.
personally and professionally. You know, that's cool for them, especially when you realize how long they've been in this together. That's cool.
Yes,
Yep. You
res-
missed Chad Gable and Jason Jordan. That was awesome too. But Chad Gable has found something else. Notice.
yeah, all respect to him. You know, Chad Gable worked hard. You know, I wish that WWE would have gave them more to build up to this, but hopefully they make the most of this run, and you know, it's a run that makes a difference for them coming out of it. Hopefully,
Let's check out a few comments here. Chair Relax says March's pay per view will be the breakup. There's a pay per view in March. Elimination Chamber, I guess.
I'm maybe I guess maybe Elimination Chamber is in March because I know they're doing a Saudi show now in
Oh
February.
yeah. Royce says all that story they could have told with Otis and Gable, but such is creative and the focus on tag team wrestling in old man Vince's world. That is true.
Yeah,
Um,
very true.
it's not, and Chair Relax backs that up. It's not all about Randy Riddle. The tag teams do not matter to WWE.
Very true.
Wendy agrees with you. SP3 shows a different side of Lesnar. She likes babyface Lesnar. And what is up, you my boy Blue? Telling us what is up in the chat. You are our boy Blue. Filler 6-man tag team match. Damian Priest, Street Profits, Rude, Ziggler, Apollo. Late in the match, Ziggler made a blind tag. Dawkins put Rude down with a spinebuster. Ziggler hit the zigzag for the win in 8:30. Just filler. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you see a rematch like this next week opposite the NFL playoff game to fill more time. Anything on this?
Yeah, this was there. This was definitely there. I guess a way to give Ziggler a win back after he lost last week. Yeah, this was just existed. It just existed, ladies and gentlemen, and to let us know that a lot of these guys will be in the Royal Rumble.
Cool video recap of Rollins and Reigns from SmackDown. They inputted the Shield theme to the door knock to really drive it home. That's what Seth Rollins was doing, in case you didn't notice. Not Roman Reigns' theme, like drunk guy tried to tell me. No, it's the Shield's theme. And then it's time for a Seth freaking Rollins promo at the Rumble. It's brother versus brother. Says he didn't need a penguin looking snake oil salesman to do the job for him. He got the match, taking matters into his own hands. Few things in life are certain, but death, taxes, and Seth Rollins beating Roman Reigns every single time are certain. Big E interrupts, says he is in the Royal Rumble match now, so we update the field here. Big E at the front and center. Johnny Knoxville lurking, though. Lurking. Big E challenges Seth to a match right now. And he says he will beat Rollins at WrestleMania after he wins the Rumble. And if that's the match at Mania, they probably wouldn't be giving it away on Raw right now. But hey, who knows? It's WWE. So we get Seth Rollins laughing at Biggie. I swear, every time you take a picture of Seth Rollins, it's his face, and it's wonderful. Seth versus Biggie. Biggie went to the middle rope to set up for his finisher, but Rollins fought out of it, knocked Biggie off the ropes. Biggie avoided a flying knee, but Rollins caught him with a kick. Rollins went for a pedigree. Biggie stuffed it. Rollins hit Biggie with several strikes and put him down with the curb stomp. Pinned him. This match went about 18 minutes. Solid match, I thought, despite the crowd being a little quiet for it, which was a little concerning to me. Biggie fans are panicking on social media. I think there's no shame losing to Seth. I think slow down on the panic. The story they are telling here, based on what Corey Graves was saying on commentary, that Big E isn't the same mentally since losing the WWE title. I think he's got to regain his mojo. They could tell. They could. Now, listen, they probably won't, but they could tell a redemption story if he wins the Rumble or if he wins at Elimination Chamber, if there's a number one contenders match there. If he doesn't, then I think it's time to panic for Biggie. Then I think it's time to absolutely push the panic button. What say you, SP?
Yeah, it's really gonna all depend on the outcome of this story. I don't panic off of this win. The only form of panic is not even towards, Big E's future. It's towards this being the WrestleMania match. If you were gonna make this the WrestleMania match, you should in no way give it 18 minutes in front of a crowd that in the first 30 minutes of the show showed you it was going to be a tough crowd to get into anything on the show. The only thing that got a reaction on this show was a damn knock joke. No way you should have gave this 18 minutes. It wasn't a good sign to see two guys that should be considered main eventers get that quiet of a reaction for that long of a match. It was solid. It was even, I would say, a good match. There was a lot of things that I did like about it. But overall, I was just like, I don't understand at all why you would make this decision. How this may, I know this is a part of the story for Biggie, but it didn't make him look too good. And he's supposed to be the baby face. So he challenges the heel Seth Rollins. Like, automatically when Seth Rollins was like, oh, I'll do the match, I thought he was going to wait till the bell ring and then get the fuck up out of there and get counted out. And that would have worked more for preserving this matchup than what they did. Or Kevin Owens was going to come out and replace him. They should have done something like that. But if this is the WrestleMania match, I don't understand. I don't know. Anytime you don't see someone on the show, you should worry. But as far as preserving this matchup, because I did before this show, I did think this could be the WWE Universal Championship matchup, or whatever the opposite championship matchup to Brock and Roman would be. But after this match, there was nothing here that made me be like, oh, I still want to see this as the championship match at WrestleMania.
Josh Moore, our good brother, Monday Night Raw sucks. Thank you, Josh, for that contribution. And Junk Guy JJ in the comments, I sent him the link if he wants to join us. Seth wins swapping titles for Mania Universal title on Raw, WWE title on SmackDown. I think we have surpassed our quota for title swaps for at least a good 10 years, maybe, probably. Don't do that again.
Give or take.
Those titles,
give or take.
Those titles can be wherever they want. You could just change the color of the Universal title. It's not a big deal. One doesn't have to be.
Well, I got a question. I got a question for you. Do you think Big E has a good chance of winning the Royal Rumble? Because right now he's the betting odds leader.
You know what? Hey, let's look at this field again, and you tell me. As far as this field goes, absolutely. We'll see who else they add. Is there anyone else you want to, what's the phrase? Pitch your wagon to?
Well, literally, when I looked at the betting odds before we went live here, it's Big E. And you're gonna laugh at the next three people.
Don't tell me.
Brock Lesnar.
What?
Drew McIntyre.
If he recovers.
Roman Reigns.
What?
And Goldberg.
I think Goldberg should be much more higher than Brock and Roman. Well, Brock and Roman gonna look at what Charlotte did and say.
Know. They know that's going to be we all know that's going to be the real main event of WrestleMania. So maybe WWE makes one of them lose the title and then puts them in the Rumble and wins the Rumble. So I think that's what the thinking is behind that pick.
They would have to go on before the Men's Royal Rumble. We'll see. We'll see how they book that. Big E said in an interview that he does not want to be lost in the shuffle, says Frantic World. Yeah, you can see Big E in his interviews starting to lose his confidence. Very Rhea Ripley like. I'm sorry. It doesn't remind you of that? It does. It does remind me.
No, it doesn't.
And besides, that is a smooth transition. Why me? Because it's time for an announcement with Rhea Ripley and Nikki Ash. Guys, where else do you get transitions like that? Rhea said they had a good run, a great run, in fact. But it was time to go their separate ways. Nikki Ash said they can regain the titles. Show everyone why they're so great together. Ripley said it wasn't about the titles. Ash took offense, thinking that Ripley feels she's better than her. Ripley said she never said she was better than A.S.H. A.S.H. said she did Ripley the favor by staying in the partnership. She said friends stand by one another, even when one is better in the ring than the other, which those are fighting words. Ripley said once again she never said she was better than A.S.H., who then said she was talking about her. That's great. I love it. Ripley said A.S.H. was making her uncomfortable, offered a handshake to end their partnership. A.S.H. said it was fine if Ripley doesn't want to be her teammate, but she couldn't shake her hand until she looked her in the eye and said she still believes in her. Ripley said she's always believed in A.S.H. and always will. Nice little hug. Oh. Ripley said she hopes A.S.H. will start to believe in herself and that they could still be friends. A.S.H. got emotional and asked if Rhea meant that. They could still be friends. They hug, they pose. Nikki poses, plays to the crowd, and then A.S.H. turned back around and punched Rhea Ripley right in the face. Leaved her lying. Rhea Ripley. Oh my God. I love this. This was brilliant. This was so well done by both of them. Both characters absolutely needed a jolt. This will help them. The Nikki A.S.H. shirts must not be selling well with children like they thought it would. They was like, all right, fuck it, turn her heel. I don't need Nikki Cross returning, but I like the idea of Nikki A.S.H. as this fake superhero, which she already was anyways, but as a heel, trying to still be a superhero and doing heelish things and passing them off as if she's on her way to still being a superhero. I thought this was great, and I wasn't expecting jack shit. Sid, you didn't like this? What did you think? You don't got that face that like to agree with me. You got that face like I hate this.
I agree with Drunk Guy JJ. Brah, relax. This was nothing special. And the crowd kind of said it best. The crowd was just like, oh my God. They were like the Spanish dude from Half Baked in the Chappelle Show sketch when he's in the trial. The crowd was just like, yo, wrap it up, B. Wrap those. It was like both of them didn't know what lines they were about to say, and then finally we got the heel turn. If you were happy that we got the heel turn and that it was Nikki, okay, that's all fine and dandy. But don't try to put lipstick on a pig and tell me it's a human being, because that shit was not anything great. Not anything great at all. It was a great decision to make it Nikki who did the turn, but the segment itself cannot be described as great. Period.
We disagree. But Chair Relax agrees with you. Useless and who cares?
Thank you.
Do you think Nikki Cross is coming back? I don't see that coming.
No. I think we get Nikki ASV, almost a supervillain.
I love it. Royce Evans, I don't get this reference, but maybe you might, SP3. Nikki A.S.H. going from Blank Man to fake Homelander.
Yeah, Blank Man. She was basically Blank Man. That is true. Blank Man was the film with Damon Wayans. He was like a nerd
right.
that like made inventions, and he got dressed up as a superhero. But his heart was in a good place. When you're fake Homelander is from The Boys, and that's basically the character most the best description of Cody Rhodes' current character. So if we're gonna get a little bit of that, Nikki A.S.H., who is a delusional, thinks she's a superhero, but she's really a supervillain, then yeah.
Somebody's been watching AEW. It was like, God damn, that's great, pal.
That's great.
I know just a person. Damian Hernandez, this crap was like seeing Hurricane turn heel on Rosie. Weak as hell. Well, guys, I'm not ashamed of being like the one versus everyone. I'm not ashamed. That's okay. Everyone has their opinions. It's all right. Screw you guys if you don't agree.
You really are Usos fans. He's like, I'm the one.
I'm the one.
I'm the one. I'm the one that like a Nikki A.S.H.
And I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest Rhea Ripley or Nikki A.S.H. fan either. So, moving on. Reggie bought Dana Brooke a cheesesteak, and they don't even get to eat the damn things because they throw it at Tozawa, who was hiding in a trash can. Reggie airmailed his cheesesteak like he was a New York Giants quarterback. Apparently, one of the cheesesteaks hit Tamina right in the face. She threw a fit. By the way, it was Tamina's birthday. So happy birthday,
Oh,
Tamina. Enjoy this
Jesus.
cheesesteak.
And how did a cheesesteak that didn't have the paper off of it suddenly get opened and smeared all over her face? Like, I'm just like, I was just very confused by this entire segment. And then it segued into another segment that didn't make a whole lot of sense. Yeah. You said this show was halfway decent? Oh my God.
Well, those segments are never, ever enjoyable. Jaquan says it's Geno's. They threw it where it belonged. More Geno's hatred.
I love it. I love it.
Reggie accidentally ran into Omas. Omas picked him up and choked him against the wall. Omas versus Nick Sanders. Corey Graves asked Byron and Jimmy to call the match while he sets up a GoFundMe for Sanders' medical bills. Omas destroys him in 135, and Omas should just probably destroy the entire 24/7 division and championship. That'd be great, right? That's a good angle. Go for it. Destroy it all.
Get rid of it. Why not? Why not? And he should win the title because no one will ever beat him and no one will ever come after him for it. So why not? Just do it. Just do it, Omas. Be the Hornswoggle of the Cruiserweight division for the 24/7 division. Win the title and just destroy it altogether. We should also note that Nick Sanders is the student of the one, the only, Maxwell Jacob Freeman, MJF, who tweeted out, "Great student, wrestling for a great company." Look at this. Look at this man. Look at this man. Always working. He's always working.
What a heel.
Trying to secure the bag. Our good friend Rick Ucchino on the Believe in Pro Wrestling podcast, he believes that the WrestleVotes tweet about WWE trying to get an unexpected Forbidden Door entrant in the Royal Rumble, he thinks it should be MJF. What do you think, Romeo?
Okay. All right. There's a difference. I thought you was going to say will be. He said should be. Are we getting the context right? Okay, good. Okay.
Yes.
All right. That'd be wonderful. Oh my God. But there's no chance in hell.
That's exactly why I argued with him.
Yeah. We could talk about that. First of all, I don't think it's going to be anyone from AEW. And if it was, it'd have to be like somebody with WWE ties, a Chris Jericho or Bryan Danielson. Like it wouldn't be anybody else.
The one that made sense to me, because if you bring back Bryan Danielson, I'm sorry, WWE, you're going to write yourself into a corner of Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar versus Bryan Danielson at WrestleMania. Don't do that.
Let him in the building.
Don't let him in the building. Don't put that idea in the fans' heads. Don't do that to yourself. Stay away. And if it's Chris Jericho, I mean, that's just a one-off. And if it's Chris Jericho and we get Break the Walls Down instead of Judas, I'm going to be disappointed because
you're getting that, pal.
I know. So my alternative, my person that I would pick makes sense with the other match that you got on this card, and that's Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley coming from AEW, being in this match. Have the Royal Rumble, the men's Royal Rumble match before the Universal Championship match. You can have like a backstage interview with both guys, talking to each other before their match. And then he pulls up and he's the number one entrant. Like, I guess I'll see you guys at WrestleMania. Man. But just have that one little moment. That's worth it all. That's worth it all.
Brother, it sounds great. Like it's great fantasy booking. But they're not going to let him be Jon Moxley. It's like, it's the lunatic.
No. He's going to be Dean Ambrose. He's going to be Dean Ambrose.
And Jon Moxley doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want to dip his toes in those waters and then try to come back and be Jon Moxley again. I think he's too disgruntled to do that.
That is also true.
He might fucking start drinking again if he does that.
But my whole thing is with that tweet, if it ain't somebody from AEW, it's not worth the fucking hype because there's literally no one in Impact Wrestling that would make a difference or be worth this hype. Maybe New Japan Pro Wrestling, but that's only for the hardcore fans. And I don't think if you bring that idea to Vince McMahon, he's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, that's gonna definitely get the people talking." Yeah, no, he's gonna be like, who is Ojuka Okaka? Ojuka Okaka. Who's Ojuka Okaka? Huh? Ojuka Okaka? I never heard of Ojuka Okaka. The Rain
Now,
Starter. The
the
Rain
Rain starter.
Starter? I don't know him.
Now, I wouldn't overhype it, but I think something like this would be cool, like the Impact Champion being in there. I think it would be cool.
No one would know him.
No, yes, you're right. It's not, no,
That's
you need an AEW name for it to be, but the tweet didn't like suggest that. Oh, it's like somebody huge that everyone's gonna know.
no, but it said unexpected. I think
Right.
that's what people. That's why it's led to people talking about like people from AEW because that would be the one that is unexpected. Someone like Moose is great for the hardcores, but even a few hardcores don't really like Moose. So it's like you are literally going like if they're picking anyone from Impact Wrestling. Sorry to tell all y'all, it's gonna be Matt Cardona.
Oh, Snack Rider.
Because that's the
Oh,
yes,
radio.
it's gonna be
Shut the hell up.
Matt Cardona. Matt Cardona. And Damian Hernandez, like I said, great idea for just the hardcore fans. What if we get a few wrestlers from ROH showing up in the Rumble? That don't matter. That literally
one's
it's
gonna
just
know
gonna
them.
be like, oh that jobber in the Royal Rumble. Oh, this is gonna be people for Omas to toss. To toss like it was free. He gonna toss them into the third row in St. Louis.
Keith Lee or Strowman? I don't think there's a chance. You think there's a chance?
Yeah, I wouldn't really describe them as forbidden door entrants.
Right. They don't have a door. They don't go through.
Yeah.
Thank you, drunk guy. I have a wonderful voice. Someone from the Nil. Gable Stevenson, I can see being in the Rumble for a quick spot.
Yeah, I can see that. But once again, that's another one that's nice. But is it worth any hype? No.
Roy says, Vince, it's your hometown. Good, you're jobbing. It's your birthday. Great. Cheese steak to the face.
Cheese steak to the face.
Cutting Edge. Special guest Beth Phoenix. Edge humble brags they have 35 titles between them and the only couple in the Hall of Fame. Beth wondered if Edge was buttering her up for sex later on tonight. I hope the children weren't watching. Miz interrupts. The line of the night. You know what I'm talking about, SP3. Says he stands with Ben Simmons in giving up $33 million to not play in this crap city. If you're an NBA fan, you really love that line. If you're a Sixers fan, not so much. Miz then aired a video package highlighting Maurice because Edge played one highlighting Beth Phoenix. And then Beth shitted on Maurice. And Maurice had no comeback, so she just walked to the back. And that's pretty much it. Weird.
I mean, yeah, it was another segment that this seemed like a good idea when people brought it up, but in execution, the last 2 weeks, something has been missing. Like, I understand the story is, Maurice is scared of Beth Phoenix, but it's understandable. Doesn't mean, yes, it doesn't mean that it makes for a good story, and it just hasn't so far. Like, why should we think that it's going to be anything other than Edge and Beth Phoenix beating them? Then also, my next question is, why am I 100% positive this match is going to go anywhere between 10 to 20 minutes, regardless of the fact that we know the result going in?
Absolutely. You're right. Moving on. AJ Styles versus Austin Theory on a night where Georgia wins the national championship. Two of Georgia's own going at it. Two dogs. Unfortunately, this match only goes 7 minutes. And that's because it's a dirty finish DQ. Grayson Waller. Who the fuck is that guy? Grayson Waller's been receiving a ton of slander here on the True Heel Heat channel. Not by me. Held pulled AJ off the apron and attacked him. Austin Theory then holds off Waller so he could take a selfie of AJ Styles. And this match tonight, here on Tuesday night, NXT, AJ Styles versus Grayson Waller. My God, it has more promotion for NXT match on the main roster television than any other NXT match in history. Holy shit! It's not even a title match. It's just it's just AJ Styles come visiting NXT. Go ahead, Sid.
And yet no one cares besides Romeo. Like all this promotion, and no one is excited or wants to see this match. And the ratings today, or the ratings tonight on NXT, will be indicative of if AJ Styles is still considered a superstar or a star on that level that will draw eyes to NXT, or if Grayson Waller is channel changing type of heat. Like we're gonna see once and for all. But right now, I don't see why they are putting all this stock, all this investment into a C plus player. He's not even a B plus player. He's a C plus player. He's decent in the ring. He has some talking ability, but his scripts are shit. He's talking about being viral. This man doesn't even have 10,000 followers on Twitter. And I'm pretty sure True Hill, he has more followers on Instagram than him. So it's like, yo, you're not even fitting with what your gimmick is on television. And when I look at you on social media, I can't connect with this guy. I would say figure out a different way or a different character for him because he does have potential, but they are putting way too much behind him too early.
I agree, it's too much, but I do think he gets heat. I do think he's.
He doesn't. You heard it on Raw. We heard it on Raw. Literally, he took AJ Styles off the apron, and you could have heard a pin drop.
Well, they don't know him on the main roster.
My wife thought I turned off the TV twice with the reaction the crowd gave Grayson Waller and the reaction the crowd gave the winner of the main event. My wife thought I turned off the TV completely because those fans literally don't care about those people.
In NXT, Grayson Waller gets heat. Let me rephrase that.
Literally, dude, they pay everybody $5 to say whatever.
That's not what I heard. Whatever.
Yes,
that's not what I heard.
They literally pay you to cheer somebody or boo somebody.
That's a myth.
They put a quarter. They put a quarter in the back of every audience member, and they be like, "Grayson Waller."
Wait, they're all robots.
Yeah. All fucking robots.
AJ Styles tonight. Not going up against a football game like he was a couple of weeks ago when they desperately threw him in NXT. So we'll see. We'll see what AJ Styles draws. We'll see. What is a Grayson Waller, says Will T. WWE thinks this dude is worth a dime. Cherrilac says, so not excited for this match at all. Gonna be match of the night watch. Match of the night watch.
By default, because the other option is a crowbar on a pole match.
Did Maurice ever win the women's championship? I think she was a Divas champion, right?
Yes, she's one of the longest reigning Divas champions.
Divas era.
Yeah.
All right. Frantic World is cracking up. Alexa Bliss therapy time. The therapist made her relive the death of Lily thanks to our queen. He asked, how did it make her feel? She's clearly angry, but she said it made her feel thirsty. She overpours her cup of water, then grabs the therapist by the tie and asks him, how does that make him feel? Trashes his office, destroying everything, throwing flowers, and the therapist runs off. For those of you who were hoping the goddess would return, sorry, not happening. I didn't mind this. I thought Alexa was good here with her character. No hocus pocus stuff, which, you know, always makes me cringe. That's a good thing. I want to see more of Alexa in the ring, which this character they have completely neglected. Her in-ring has been taken off way too much, and it's taken a backseat to this character. Vignettes, promos, all that. Put her in the ring already.
There was hocus pocus in this segment.
What hocus pocus?
Literally you had the ball thing on the therapist's desk,
That
and
just happened randomly.
she looked at it and it stopped.
That just
That's
happened randomly.
hocus pocus. She still has telekinesis and can make things stop by
That's not too
looking
bad.
at them.
That's not too
Cut it
bad.
out. Cut it out. Would
That's
you
not
cut
too
it
bad.
out?
We've seen
Um,
much worse.
Alexa does
We
this
saw a doll
character.
popping up randomly. We saw much worse. That's okay.
Alexa does this character very well. I'll give her that. But man, I'm over it. I'm
You
over
want to see
it.
the
It's
goddess
time.
back?
I'm just over it. I don't care if it's the goddess. I don't care if it's freaking Tinkerbell that she was at the beginning. I don't care.
Oh, that was fucking awful.
I'm over it. I'm over this whole female fiend. It's just it's not connecting with me.
Fair enough.
Yes, everybody does. Everybody does miss the old Alexa Bliss.
You're not gonna get her. Big time Bex. Sid, what'd you think about her fashion last night?
I mean, I used to have baggy pants like this when I was like 12 years old. I used to dress like this. You know, when you put on everything in your like your big brother's closet. That's what Becky Lynch looks like. Or it looks like my daughter when she puts on my wife's clothes.
She says all three women in the main event fighting for the opportunity to tell their grandchildren they lost to her. Becky's on commentary for this match, wearing these ridiculous goats where she's not the goat. She's not the goat. What a heel. She's really healing it up for me. Bianca versus Liv versus Doudrop, number one contender at Royal Rumble. Belair hit a KOD on Morgan and was about to cover until Becky Lynch attacked her. Belair chased Lynch around the ring. Lynch tossed Belair over the broadcast table. Inside the ring, Doudrop performed a Yokozuna Banzai drop on Morgan and then pinned her. This match went 14 minutes, 45 seconds. After the match, Lynch entered the ring and offered Doudrop a handshake. Doudrop was about to accept when Lynch slapped her across the face. Lynch went for the manhandle slam but couldn't pick her up. And Doudrop shoved Lynch, who ended up at ringside. They jawed back and forth. The match was good. All three women are solid. Liv has lost enough where I didn't need to see her and Becky again. Bianca, I assume they are saving for a Mania match, maybe, unless Bayley is healthy to go. Heel versus heel at the Rumble. Doudrop versus Becky. Why not? Okay, whatever. Becky might get some cheers there, though. But it could be a decent match. Just another title defense for Becky Lynch. What you think of this and what it implies at the Royal Rumble?
When you have a popular babyface that you are trying to make a heel, I don't understand making a heel the number one contender. Even if that heel is not really over in Doudrop. And I'm not saying that because I think Doudrop is bad. I actually think she's a very good worker. I am a very big fan of Viper. I am a very big fan of Piper Nevin. I will never like that name, Doudrop. Bianca Belair was the highlight here with that 450 splash. She was just great using her strength, using her athleticism. And I like Becky Lynch getting involved and stopping her from winning because this is literally the first indication that we could be going to a Bianca and Becky match at a big pay-per-view like WrestleMania. I still don't think that's the end goal for WrestleMania with Becky Lynch. I think that is more likely to happen in Saudi Arabia in February than it is at WrestleMania because I don't want that to happen. Not because I'm not a Bianca Belair fan, it's because I am a Bianca Belair fan, and I don't want WWE fooling people to make them believe that her losing to Becky Lynch, that this was all the plan in the long run, that it was all to get her to WrestleMania, where she could beat Becky on the grandest stage of them all. Don't let WWE fool you to believe that this was their plan when it's not. That's why I'd rather it be Bayley at WrestleMania, because that is more WWE can say, oh, this is our plan. Bayley coming back versus Becky. See, this is all going to work out in the end. So I rather that than the other option. But Doudrop winning, okay. Did not seem like the fans were interested at all in that matchup with Doudrop and Becky Lynch because man, you could have heard a pin drop once again when Doudrop won. She's just not over with the fans. And I agree with you. Liv Morgan shouldn't have won here. I thought Bianca Belair should win here because I would rather their big rematch happen at the Royal Rumble. But if she's going to be in the Royal Rumble match, that's another person that could possibly win the Women's Royal Rumble, which is exponentially more interesting than the Men's Royal Rumble right now. So
Not again. Not again.
that's what people believe. That's how they think Bianca's going to get back to Becky. Is she's going to be the first back-to-back winner of the Royal Rumble, Women's Royal Rumble.
Let's read some comments before we wrap things up here. Let us know your match of the night. MVP, LVP was thumbs up, thumbs down. Her and Seth share wardrobe. She had the MC hammer pants on. Becky's jacket is uglier than the Triple H denim leather combos, as well as T. Sarah Alexis, crap championship match. No cheers in this match. Royce Evans, Becky tried to slap the Crust toothpaste off of the drop and paid for it.
Off of the drop. Oh, yo, we gonna have to use that, Royce. That's awesome. We no longer call it Doudrop. We're calling her the Drop. That's how WWE is gonna evolve the character. She's gonna become the Drop.
Adam Pearson, hello Adam. Happy New Year. True Heel Heat also adds genuinely still can get used to the name Doudrop. It sounds like a hydration supplement.
Oh man, the Drop.
And Gaming with Sass says stop hating. Ooh, who's that directed to? Who's hating what? Who's hating what?
I mean, I guess
gotta be a little more specific than that, Paul.
I guess it was me mentioning how the crowd didn't respond to Doudrop winning. I'm not that's not
hating on Philadelphia.
Yeah, that's not me. That's not me hating. That's an observation, actually.
Let's wrap up this Raw. Naughty words. The rating. Since we're doing this on Tuesday, we have the rating: 1.632 million viewers, 0.39, 18 to 49. That is awful, but that is expected versus a huge championship game. I don't have those ratings, but I'm sure they were monstrous. Match of the night, I'm going Seth Biggie. You?
Yeah, by default, yeah, I would say.
MVP, I was going to say Brock Lesnar, but I'll go Alpha Academy. You?
I'll go Otis.
Damn, just
I'll
Otis?
go Otis. Yeah, just Otis. Yo, he pinned Randall Keith Orton. Like, he didn't just win the tag. It's not just them winning the tag titles. Otis beat Randy Orton to win a title. Like,
but remember,
that's a big win.
Otis was lost, and Chad Gable made him find his way. He's got to get a little.
Okay, Chad can get the Lifetime Achievement Award, but MVP for the show is the guy that beat Randy Orton to win a title.
LVP, I hate to do this because them things was stanging, but she walked away. And then it just ended the segment just randomly. Maurice is my LVP. I'm sorry.
Man, there's a lot of different options. I'm going to go with Rhea Ripley and Nikki A.S.H. because no one gave a damn about that segment. Except for Romeo Anthony Cologne. That's about it. That's about it.
Safette. Bianca versus Becky might happen at WrestleMania. Yeah, it's looking like that.
Y'all keep telling me this, but
we gotta see it happen first.
We just got a first hit that
sorry, huge lag here. All right, I'm back and you're back. Did you read this comment? Nikki is the female Cody with what we said earlier. And Frantic World Maurice can get the MVP anytime. All right, relax, Frantic World. Will you relax? And Jaquan says, we just got what?
We just got our first hint that we could possibly get Bianca and Becky. That's it.
We'll put our thumbs up. We'll give this a thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle. In 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up for me. Thumbs in the middle from SP3. And the True Heels, you guys voted in the Facebook group, True Heels. Join that group if you're not a part of it already. That's where we do our polls, where you have a vote here in every show we review. And you gave this narrowly by 1 vote by the great Marcus Cash. He was the deciding vote. A thumbs up. I cannot believe it. Drunk Guy says a thumbs down. Jeez.
That's what I'm talking about. We need Drunk Guy. We would have won the vote on camera. See, Drunk Guy, this is why you hit the link.
On the Rated Raw Superstars scoreboard, that is a thumbs up. So Raw, as long as we've been reviewing this, the new era with the new Raw roster, has 2 thumbs ups, 4 thumbs downs, and 3 thumbs in the middle. Thumbs down says Chair Relax. Did you watch Chair Relax? Just kidding. Just kidding. You could give a thumbs up or thumbs down just from listening to us. Let's say our goodbyes, but first let me remind you tonight I'll be back in a few hours to review NXT. It is our 40th episode of NX3. Wow, we've been doing it for 40 weeks. We are going to review WWE NXT, AJ Styles versus Grayson Waller, the guy that nobody likes. And I assume the main event, Tony D'Angelo versus Pete Dunne in a crowbar and a pole match. Well, I haven't seen that in years. And Santos Escobar versus Zion Quinn for the services of Elektra Lopez. What year are we in? Are we in WCW 1996? Hey, we got a run in from our very own.
I have to get on camera because this show gotta get a thumbs down. There is no way when we watch this and not having something to say. This show sucks. There's no way Otis is beating Randy Orton in anything except a fucking pie eating contest.
That's why it got a thumbs down.
Yeah, it was bullshit. Show was not. It was nothing good about the show. What was entertaining about Raw?
I enjoyed the
Brock and
Brock and Bobby that made freaking Lashley look like a straight ass hoe. So that does nothing for Bobby. Like what? He just downplayed Bobby's whole career. Now, whatever. But yeah, and it was in Philly, so it was garbage all around any goddamn way.
That's the Philly hatred. You thought we hated Philly.
There you go. Definitely a thumbs down show.
Where do we get cheesesteaks in Philly, Jawan?
Jim's fucking Ishka, but was on a fucking Geno's.
Tony Luke's.
Really pushing
Tony Luke's
shit all night, yo. All fucking night.
Yeah, they were sucking that Geno dick.
Tony Luke's all day, ladies and gentlemen.
Tony Luke's is good too. Tony Luke's is good too. You can add that, but not no motherfucking Geno's. If you're a tourist and don't know shit about a cheesesteak, you're gonna go to Geno's, but it's not good.
Let's wrap this up. Any other thoughts on Raw?
Fuck Otis, fuck Alpha Academy. Rapper God lives on. I'm out.
All right, brother. SP3.
Very well done.
Anything you want to plug?
Check out my Twitter page, I guess, at True Heel SP3. You can see my written work over on sportskita.com and wrestletalk.com, as well as you can see my face over on the Believe in Pro Wrestling podcast YouTube channel. Myself and Ricky Chino drop about 4 to 5 episodes a week reviewing Raw, NXT, AEW Dynamite, SmackDown, and Rampage weekly. So check it out, Believe in Pro Wrestling podcast, as well as myself and Rick over on Sportskeeda Wrestling YouTube channel after SmackDown and Rampage on Fridays with Dutch Mantel, so on Smack Talk. So check all that out, and you can see me back here on the True Heel Heat YouTube channel on Thursday, I believe, for AE Ramble with myself and Jimmy Macaram reviewing AEW Dynamite, as well as True Heel Heat 158 this Saturday, 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time. Myself, Miss Chrissy Love, will be discussing the news from all of the wrestling week. So enjoy that. And thank you, Romeo, for having me. Oh, yeah, it's me and you. Thank you for reminding me. See, my schedule's all whacked out. But yes, me and Romeo will be together again on Saturday. And thank you, Romeo, for having me on Rated Raw Superstars.
Well, thank you for being here, brother. I mean, if I would have just talked about this myself, Raw would have seemed like a better program. Thankfully, we had you here to bring it down a notch and lower the enthusiasm around these parts. All right. Guys, again, join us in a few hours. Even if you don't watch NXT, our review, me, Chris G, and Ness back together for a review for the first time in a long time. We have a lot of fun reviewing it. Even if it's a shit show, we have a lot of fun. Some people have called us the best NXT review on YouTube. That's what I've heard. No AEW Dynamite watch along this week. I'm just not excited for the show, to be honest with you, unless other people want to do a watch along. And Saturday, True Hill Heat, like SP3 mentioned. So,
and check out patreon.com/True Hill Heat. We're dropping today our New Japan Pro Wrestling Wrestle Kingdom 16 review over on Patreon.
Beautiful. The second best show of the year, right behind Impact. All right. I had to get that in there. For Drunk Guy JJ, for SP3, I am Romeo. We thank you once again joining us here on the Rated Raw Superstars number 32, Bobby Who. We'll see you next week. Probably on Tuesday again, because I'm going to watch that NFL playoff game. Peace.